Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I'm going to try and do the drop effect with the UV resin, but I want to do butterfly outline. So I've just got these sitting in here at the moment because I was just seeing which one I like best. So I've made up my resin. So what I'm going to do is pour a layer of clear resin. And then I'm not sure whether anybody has seen the thing that everybody's doing at the moment is they outline the flowers. So I was thinking of waiting until it sets up enough to draw in it and outline my butterflies, then do the UV resin, and then do, start again. So I'll wait till this is nearly set up. I will draw on my butterflies, then I will put on my layer of chameleon powders, and then I will do my UV resin. Then I will wipe the UV resin off and then put a dark coat over the top. So after all that, I'm out of breath. So I have made up my Estoyo again. I have made up 110 of A and 100 of B, and I've just put a dirty mark onto my clean mould. So I'm just going to get my little thing there, and it's got a bit of glitter in it. That's what I was trying to get. So I have glasses cleaner that I just wash in a little bit of soapy water, and I reuse it. There we go. So because I'm outside, the minute the wind comes up, it gets dirty again. Right, so now yesterday I did about 30 mils in each with my previous one, if you have seen it. If not, I'm doing about 30 mils. Now most of these cups have got holes in them. Oh look, there's one without. There's another one without. Excuse the dog, excuse all the noise in the background, like I do work outside. So it's got a couple of bubbles in it, but that doesn't matter. So I'm going to do my 30 mils in each. I have debubbled this, but you can't get every single one of them out. So let's pour that in. That'll do. It is starting to warm up nicely, this resin now. I was a bit worried that it wasn't going to, because it was a little cold here overnight, and my resin does sit outside overnight time because I do resin outside, so I don't bring anything inside. I have it all sitting underneath my pergola. I have a nice little craft corner that my husband and I set up. I made a bench. Well, he did all the hard work. I did I resined the top of the bench. So I have a very beautiful wooden top on my bench, so if we have visitors we can actually use it as a bar, or we can use it as a serving table because it is on wheels. So there we go, that's about 30 in each. Scrape that out. Now I am going to colour this. The base of this will be coloured because it doesn't actually turn out. So what you see is what you get with that one. And there we go. So one of the ladies that I was watching yesterday did her UV resin with a fine point bottle with the little fine points on the endy, the needly things. So I'm thinking I might try that today. But I just love the way my coasters turned out on my last video. Please go and have a bit of a look at it. It's just, I love them. It's pretty much the technique that everybody is using at the moment, but I wasn't particular in where I was putting it. I just squeezed it on, UV'd it, and wiped off the powder. So it was a bit of a higgledy-piggledy design, but I absolutely love it. So push all these in. Here we go. Because you don't want too much, you just want to coat the base of it. And then we come back and we do our designs and things. Like, I could freehand the butterfly, but I am not at all a very good drawer. So it really would not turn out well. I am crafty, I can do anything. I can sew, I can knit, I can crochet, I can do all sorts of things, but I just cannot for the life of me draw. So I do everything else. And there we go. That is actually covering better than it did yesterday. Just with those extra couple of mils on there. Push that over. And there we are. Bit more in this one, I think. Alright. I will keep playing with this, get it all level, and I'll come back when I go to do my tray. Alrighty. So I have filled up my little mould here, and I have cleaned this the best I can. So with some of my leftover resin, before I colour it, I want to try and pour the resin into this, because I've decided I'm going to use the butterflies out of this. So I need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll make 5. So I need to pour it all the way across. I need to level it out and try and get nothing on the top of it. So we'll see how we go. So there we go. I'm just going to just pour that on. Go. Now I'm going to just use my spatula here. I do have a cake decorating spatula, but I have no idea where it is. So many boxes of cake decorating stuff that it is quite hard to find things when I need them, which is the same as resin and everything else. So pour that on. I can't really go along it and clean it after I've done this, because it'll just take the resin out. So I'll just do it the best I can. And what I want to try and do is get this while it's still soft, and then I might pour a little bit of UV resin onto it and try and stick it down onto my piece. So we're doing trial and error today. So it was going to be the UV bubbles, but it's probably not going to be the US. Just my words aren't coming out. So may not end up being what I thought it would do, but as per usual, my pieces just evolve into other things. And I will hit this with a heat gun as well. just to make sure it's all over. And there is still some powder in there that I just couldn't get out. It's quite hard to get out of this mold without actually going in and giving it a good scrub, which I probably should have done. Right, so I'm just quite roughly pushing this across, getting it all in to where it needs to be. There we go. So anybody that has done any like cake decorating or anything like that, and you've got molds like this, give it a go. You just never know. You're going to have unusual pieces that other people aren't going to have. And that's what I like about doing resin. No two pieces are the same, no matter how much you try and get them the same. Never ever do they work out the same. So there we go. I'm pretty sure I've got it. Now I will keep a little bit aside just to be sure. There we go, just a little bit. And I'm going to mix up my black. A little bit on the bench there. I will get down here. I want to get it as flat as I can, not too much overflow on it. I don't want to have to spend hours and hours cleaning it up. I might go and find my spatula anyway. So let's put the black in this. Now I did mix this up yesterday, so it should be fine for today. So I will wipe. I don't want to put resin into it, so I'll give my little stick a bit of a wipe over. Just want about that much. I need to get some more of the black. I'm pretty sure I had a lot of white, but not a lot of the black. And this one was a, I think it was a solid solutions. So I mix this up. I will pour it in, and then I will come back when it is time to put this onto there. Alrighty. So this is cured up enough. This I can stick my fingernail in and just leave the tiniest marks. So I've just lifted this up a little bit, and I want to gently pull this out, hoping I can get it out without ripping it. If it gets too hard, then I will stop and I will leave it cure up until tomorrow, and then I will cut it out then. So it seems to be coming off reasonably easy. I just gently pull it back. Gonna have to feed it off. There we go, that's getting it. Just very gently, I just want to try not to rip it, stretch it. Maybe if I go like that, actually if I go like this, that might be a little bit easier. Alright, I've started it off. There we are, look at that. Because it's actually sticking to my silicone, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to move it down a smidge, try and get it to stick to the silicone and pull it out gently. So I'll keep going with this because it's got a fair way to go, and then I'll come back when I've done it. Alrighty, so this has come out reasonably easy. I just gently fed it out of the mould. So what I'm going to do is I want to be able to get all these little pieces out. So I'm thinking I might just let it set up a little bit longer and try and pull all these extra pieces out of there. I mean, I'm just being a little bit anal, but I want to be able to stick them in. I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Hopefully you can see my mould. There we go. So I want to cut around the butterfly. Then I am going, without sticking it to it, I wish I had done this in another colour and done the clear butterfly over it, because that would have been really cool. Or done this, like next time I'll do this in a different colour and stick it on there, which I think would look really cool on black or maybe a dark blue. So I am going to let this set up a little bit longer, and then maybe take it inside on a little board and just get my little knife, and I think you can see what I'm doing, and just cut around these little edges. So I just want to get some of these edges off. So when it is a little bit harder, they will come off a lot easier. They will just pull off. So I will probably sit tonight and do these. By that time, these will be, it'll be cured. And if I put a top coat on it, you're not even going to notice. Like, it'll have a slight edge around it, but you know, I don't think anyone's going to notice. So I will colour that up as well. Maybe try and put like a little bit of this extra here that's in between the butterflies. Maybe I might try and stick a little bit of that in there. I think that would look really cool. So, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to actually paint these up first and then put them in, or paint the mould. So I will decide how I go with that in my next step. So I'll probably come back tomorrow morning. So in a couple of seconds I'll be back. This will be ready to go. Alrighty, so I've painstakingly cut all of my butterflies out, and I'm going to try doing this one first before I go ruining these. I have actually had an idea for another project which is going to be fantastic, but you'll see that when I start it, because it's got something to do with the butterflies. But I have, these are the endy pieces from my mould, and what I want to do is I want to work out where they're going to go. I want them to meet in the middle. There we go, just like that. So get it up the right way, and I am going to cut the pieces so that they fit in these little slots. So it's got to go probably about there, and then about I don't want to draw on them, so about there to there. So then I bring that to there, and I might have to cut some of it so that it's like, I want it to look like a full butterfly, but if I have to cut it to go in there, then I'll have to do that. So I'm going to colour it in. I'm just going to do 2 colours this time, and I want to try and get purple up the top. I don't want to waste this because it's so expensive. So get my purple up the top. There you go. And then bring my pink down the bottom. Oops. Need to give my brush a bit of a brush, because you only get the tiniest little bit in these containers. They are very expensive when you only get that much in them. So there we go. I'm going to put that down there. Go. Oops, brushed it a bit too hard. I think the trick is to dab it on like that. That's better. Make sure it's all over. Try not to get it all over there in case I don't end up doing that. Alrighty, move them to the side there, because I will pick that piece up. Now I have to figure out how to get these to stick onto there, and I want the full thing to stick on there because I want to be able to wipe around it. I was going to do the butterflies, but they're too hard to do. So get my little scissors, and then get our wings. So I need to cut about there. Bit too thick, so I'm going to cut these bits off that I really don't want on there anyway. So like that. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And then we're going to cut this bit down here. That bit goes in there. May have to cut off more of that yet. Then I'm going to cut this bit off here. Bring that down. That in there. A bit more off. Hopefully you can see. There we go. Bring that bit off. Level him up. Might have cut a bit much off. About there. And that one has to be cut a little bit more, I think. So I'm going to cut off the center piece of him. Go. Oopsie. Okay, cut that. Still may have to cut more of this circle part. So let's get our other piece. And cut about there. Go. And a little bit more off the endy bit there. That bit. There we go. And I'm just gonna cut that bit off. And then I'm going to go up the center there, that bit. Here we are. So I will have to make sure that he is even. Get him down a little bit, I think. I want him in the middle. that one. And let's cut these edges off, I think. Now I definitely have to cut these round bits off. Didn't really want to have to do that. So what I might do is go round and cut that like that. That there. Oh, that was a bit silly. Cut that bit off. Don't want to waste it because it's the only part I've got. Okay. That's sort of going to work. And it's actually going the same way. Need it to go that way. Yeah. Think of that when I was doing it, because they're both going the same way. So I'm going to cut all that off. Cut that bit off. There we are. Now, put you in there. And then I'm going to cut all the excess off this one. And sorry about not talking much because I'm just trying to concentrate. And cut a little bit more off this bit. Actually, I'm just, oh no, don't do it. Don't cut. And get that there. Now I should have just overlapped him, shouldn't I? Alright. I'm going to cut it off. Just cut it off. And I'm going to, there we are, put that piece like that. There we are, that'll do. Got his little antennas there as well, so I will just cut off that little bit of extra there. That bit. And that bit. Without cutting my fingers off. There we are. Right. Now to how to get it glued in. I'll have to flatten that bit out again, but get the gist of what I'm trying to do. Right. There we are. That'll do. That will do. So, I'm going to just work out how to glue this in without taking up half the day, because you don't really want to be watching my videos for half the day. And I'll come back in a second. Alrighty, so I've stuck a little bit of UV resin on these. And I'm going to just try and make sure that they are all stuck down. Go over this side, push them down. Hopefully this works. Use my fingernails to do it. Just to get them stuck. These ones down. Oops. Maybe not enough on him. Just put a little bit more on him, I think. And yes, I know I'm meant to be using gloves. There we go. Stick that one down. He's moving around a little bit. He's sort of stuck down, so I'm just going to oh, no, he's not. All I'm doing is scratching it. Oh, get on there. I think that's how I wanted him. That. Push him down. Make sure it has good contact with it, because it's a lot of effort to go to if it does not work. Get that down on there. Okay, just give my hands a wipe. Bit of a spray. Definitely should have gloves on. Right, so turn my light back on. Make sure that bit has contact. Contact. And then up there has contact. Stick on there. I don't want to put too much UV resin on it, because then you're not going to be able to see the butterfly. Stick that down. And I will stick this out in the sun for a couple of minutes, just to make sure, because like it's a lot of effort to try and clean this up, and for it to not work would be quite disappointing. Okay, I think we're stuck down. Don't want to dislodge this as well. Right, I reckon that's stuck down. All right, so I'm going to get a fresh cloth, and I'm just going to open my bucket and see if I've got any alcohol wipes left, because I have run out and have not had time to go to Aldi and get another bucket. No, there's none there. Wash my hands in the bucket while I'm here. The bucket is full of isopropyl, so I will just get all that resin off my hands. Wipe them properly. It's got alcohol and disinfectant in it. So there we go, because I do not use baby wipes. I use disinfectant wipes because they have no lanolin in them. And I use the Aldi brand. I'll find them absolutely fabulous. Right, let's see how we go with this, shall we? Because I have a feeling it is not going to work. I'm just worried that it's not stuck down enough. Seems to be okay. Go. Alright, I'm going to play with cleaning this up and then I'm going to come back to you. Alrighty, this is all finished up, so I've given it a wipe. Now I'm going to be surprised if this actually turns out. So, sorry about my arm, I can move it over. I'm going to clean up a little bit of my mess and move my mould down so that you can see. And I'm going to make sure that I am actually got my butterflies sitting super flat so that I can push them on there when I need to. So let's give this a bit of a go. I'm just going to move just some stuff out of the way, get the UV resin off it, get it off my hands. Ouch. There was a sharp bit in my cloth. Now, the lid back on that for a second and try this. So now I'm only going to use the two colours, so I'm going to go up the top. And I'm just going to dab. Go. Just dab that on. Just a bit more. Make sure that it is all covered, because I don't mind if there's like the residue of the colour on there, because either way it'll turn out really pretty anyway. Just dab that on. Depends on which light you see it in as to what it actually looks like, isn't it? Dabbing. Dab this one on. Well, I don't really want to waste all my colour. Go, give it a swirl. Sure it is really rubbed in. A bit more of that up there. I will have to blow it off anyway. Try and get a bit of this back into my pot. Maybe next time I might try putting it on there, putting that on there, putting the butterfly on there, and then pouring over the back of it. That might work a bit better maybe, instead of sort of the dotting. Right, next colour, just wipe my brush. There we go. Ugh. Wiped it on UV resin thing. Not going well today, am I? There we go. Do apologise for the length of this video already. I can imagine it is quite long. There we are. Now I will use my, no I won't, I was going to use my heat gun to move all that around, but that's not the best idea because then I will have it everywhere. Okay. Oopsie. There we are. Alright, I'll give this a bit of a clean up and I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, I have cleaned my hands. I have just hit my little butterfly here with a bit of heat from the heat gun just to warm it up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, because it is flexible, so it will sit on here quite nicely. So I'm going to just rub this around it, try and get it on all of the bits. Doesn't matter if it's on either side. Want it on every tiny little bit of it. Okay, now I'm going to just push that down on there. Actually, I think I might. Sorry about the sniffing. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, push that on there. And I might hit it with the heat gun again, I think, just to get that flat. So I'm just going to just wipe my glove. Make sure my glove is clean. A little bit of heat, sorry about the noise. I just want to press that on there with the heat. Get that to all go flat. There we go. That should be on there quite nicely. The heat actually warms it up and it starts to stick anyway when it starts to dry. So let's go the next one. Okay, I might put them all on and then I'll heat them up. Okay, please feel free to fast forward through anything at all if I have spent too long, because I know that a lot of my videos are quite long and tiresome sometimes, I think. There we go. That on there. Just sit it. Next one. I should actually wrap something around my UV resin, but I'm sure it will be just fine. Hit it with a bit of alcohol. And there we are. There we go. Next one. Pop that down on there. Don't want to move them around too much because then you get the marks from where you've moved them. So I have never done this before. It was going to be a dot. The dot one that everybody's doing, but if you know me by now, everything continuously changes as I'm doing it, because I don't like being the same as everybody else. That dot out of the way. Go. Now where'd my little hearts go? Here we go. little hearts. Get the resin onto them. Go. And next one. I don't know how many times I've had to pick these up off the floor. Right, that on there. Just position him. I will wipe up around that before I hit it with a UV. So I'm just re-wiping my gloves. Make sure it's all clean. Get my little head in there. That out. I think I nearly got it all. You can probably see better than I can. About there, I think. Okay, all right. Hit it with my heat gun. Spray. Now I did get resin on my wedding rings and everything before, so I've got them sitting in a bit of alcohol, and the resin comes off. It just melts the resin, because it is 100% alcohol. All right, excuse the noise. I'll pause you while I'm doing it. Righty, I've just set this on a board, so I'm just going to walk out into the sun for 30 seconds or so. Right, so I have, when I put my butterflies in there, it was still a little bit sticky, so that the colour will show up, I've actually coloured my butterflies. Now I should have done that in the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just take all this excess colour off here if I can. Doesn't matter if there's a bit of an outline on it. I'm not going to get in all those little bits because I want to keep the colour on this. I want to be able to see the butterfly. So there we go, it's coming off quite easy. I don't want to take the chance of wiping it off that. There we go. Because this is 24 hours now since I poured the resin into this, so it is a lot easier to get the powder off it. Probably not ideal because I am going to get those, the little seams. But you can combat that with a top coat if you really want to. So, alright, that's looking pretty good. I'll finish doing all these. I will make up some black resin, and then I'll come back for the top coat. Alrighty, so I've just realised I've put all of this on the butterfly that I am about to put black over the top of. So I don't even think it's going to work. So I've mixed up my resin. I will pour the clear over the top of this one. I will just wipe down the edges. I have used my Estoyo little mixing machine, which is the rechargeable. So it just you just plug her in, and then it's got a little stand it on its little stand, and off you go. So I am not going to debubble. Just try not to mix too many more bubbles into this. And I'm going to pour it on. Like, I know this one's going to turn out because it is upside down. So maybe next time I'll learn. Although I'm learning by my mistakes, and the more mistakes I make, the less mistakes you're going to make. Hopefully. Alrighty. So hopefully that's okay. I don't want to over pour too much. Make sure it is all level. And I will put a cup aside just in case. I'll put about, I don't know whether you can see, about that much in the cup. But I don't actually think I'm going to need it, so I might just, there we go. I don't think I'm going to need it. If I come up too high, it'll come up over the little things. So I'm going to pour that back in there. Scrape that back into my cup. I don't think you can see my cup where I've got my camera. So there we go. Set my little spoon on there. Throw my cup away. Get my black out. Now, I'm thinking about going clear, but then I've got the black. So I need to go the black just in case. Now, where did I put my black? Ooh, I'm not exactly sure where I put my black. Oh, not away, clearly. So I don't have a lot of this left. The tiniest amount of it left. I'm going to wipe off my spatula with a cloth. And shut my door. Oops, sorry. And put about that much in there. And hope that it is enough. Because as you can see by my jar, not a lot left, and these are tiny little jars. Teeny weeny jars. So I'm going to mix this, try not to mix too many bubbles into it, and I'm going to come back. Alrighty, put my black in, mixed him up. I think it's as good as it's going to get. Scrape down my spoon. There we go. Looks pretty good. Now, just hope this works. I'm just gonna pour it on. I'm just gonna let it run around it. Okay, that's enough. So I come out here first thing this morning and I thought, oh, it won't take me long. I'll just clean up these butterflies. Pop them in. Bob's your uncle. Well, clearly not, because my washing machine, normally when I wash my son's dirty work clothes, goes for 4 hours. So I've been out here for probably about 5 hours doing one little coaster set. And you just seriously don't get the money back for the amount of time you spend. Like, I'm not getting any money at the moment, so I've earned about, what have I earned? Oh, not even $50 yet. From my market that I do on Saturdays. So I did sell some little bookmarks that my granddaughter's made ages ago, and I was going to do some of them this afternoon, but it's just got way too hot outside. Just finished that bit off. Now I domed it a little bit too much when I did my last lot, and I ended up with a big overflow. So I will try not to do that today. Oops, that's what I didn't want, was a drip there. Get that bit over. There we go. We'll find something else to do with this extra. Ah, looks pretty good. Get that in there. There we go. Just gonna wipe off that extra bit. Just go down and check it. I think we're domed quite nicely. There we go, just wipe that off. Don't want to get, disturb it. There we go. Otherwise I'm going to have a little sharp edge. Another couple of drops. Now I'll give it a torch. Not a lot of resin left. I can sit that in there, or I can do probably a heart. I'll find some decent sparkles for it because I really don't like doing black hearts. So I'm just going to go over this and torch it. Either way, this is going to look pretty. Don't know about these. You can see the mica powder popping. So if it doesn't work on the other side, I'll have little bits of mica powder popped up. So I might have a nice little funky design on this side. You never know. Alright, so if you've stuck with me, whoopsie, all this time, stay tuned. We'll come back in the morning, we'll demold. So thank you all. Always feel free to fast forward. I know this has been a terribly long video. So, alright, I'll catch you. Day 3. So, let's just take these out. So that's what I made with the leftovers, which I think that's pretty cool. So I will stick that on a little card and maybe try and sell it. And then I also did these as well. Oh wow, they're cool. So I'll clean all them up. I'll put them on a little hanging thing and stick them on little cards as well. So I'm getting quite the variety of little hearts now. I do need to find a better way of displaying them, but there we go. There's all my little hearts. I will clean that up. It will clean up quite easy. Run that on, get a bit of sticky tape, and it'll be right. Okay, so let's take this one out. So we already know what this one's going to look like, and run that around the edge. There we go. Now I think this is an Amazon mold. I know I got it before Christmas and I was in a hurry to get them, so it could be an Amazon. Okay, now this is still always a little bit soft and bendy for a few days, so I normally put it into my tiny little food dehydrator and just make sure it doesn't bend. But if you all don't know, you pour a little bit of hot water over it, sit it flat, pour a bit of hot water over it, leave it, and it'll straighten it out again. I've had to do that with a few ones when they've been sitting in the heat. So there we go. I think that looks pretty cool. Let me just get a bit of card. Okay, we won't do the silver side, we'll do the white side. There we go. Looks like a butterfly. So there we are. Now it probably should have been done that way, but oh well, doesn't matter. So let's my card to the side. Let's pop these out, shall we? Now, hopefully we get something. Please let me get something. It's a lot of time if you don't get it the way you want it. So let's move our mould out of the way. Get him out of the way. And let's see. Bring my white card over, I think. Turn him over. Right. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Let me just try and turn on another light. Sorry about my arm if it's in the way again. It's always in the way because I have to reach over to my wall. Let's give this a... I get a little bit more light. And that's cool. I do like that. So let's go. Oh my god. Wow. And it's pretty clean on the outside. I should have taken the heart piece off. Wow, wow, wow. Let's go to the next one. Oh. That is so cool. Next. Love them, I love them, I love them. And last. Oh, I'm so surprised that these turned out. That has definitely got a wow. It's got a mark on it for some reason. Might be where I brushed it off, but I can always top coat, but wow. My mould must have scratches in it and it's a brand new mould. But, oh my goodness. That has got the wow. Let's put him in our little thing. So yes, definitely I should have done the butterfly the other way, but I really don't mind because that's got more of the outline of the butterfly, where this one has got the flat side. Oh yes, didn't think of that, did I? But my goodness. Next time I'll do that round the other way. What's that one? Yep. But this is the learning curve. Learning, 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 always. So let's walk out into out in the shade because it seems to show up better when I'm in the shade. So let's go for a walk and take you away from all of these lights. So, oh, you can see the pattern on my dress. Okay, so let's go. Is it like that? Can't really see it, but if I come over here into the shade, that is wow. There we go, back onto that garden. Oh my god, I just love them. I'm just gonna put them down. I'll just put it down in the garden for a second. And look at that. Oh, you can see me and I don't want to. Oh, hang on, let's me turn around. Nope, not working. Well, that's better. You really don't want to see me. And there we are. Bring it a little bit closer. That is very, very cool. I should have tried to clean up those areas a little bit more, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to lift that butterfly off. So there we go. So thank you so very much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you all watching. To all of my lovely subscribers, you make my day every day when I get up and I see your lovely comments. And so thank you so very much for watching. Hit the like button, let me know what you think, and be safe, and I'll catch you next time. Now I've just got to turn you off. Sorry about the trees. There we go. Have a great day.